Imagine getting paid just for sharing your thoughts on products and services you use every day. With Survey Junkie, it's that simple. Click on the link in the video description to discover how you can start earning today by taking surveys.
In many Western nations, transgenderism is fast becoming an accepted feature of modern society. There has been a sharp increase in people identifying as transgender in recent years in the U.S., with the transgender population rising 3% between 2017 and 2020. Despite this, critics continue to question the legitimacy of gender dysphoria, not identifying with the gender assigned at birth, with former President Donald Trump deeming it left-wing gender insanity. Some countries around the world feel the same, with leaders speaking out against trans rights and punishing those identifying as trans. Just earlier this month, Peru made headlines after it moved to classify trans people as mentally ill. Meanwhile, in the United Arab Emirates, they are imprisoned. But in other nations, trans people are accepted and even extolled. Here, DailyMail.com reveals the vastly different ways transgenderism is celebrated or denigrated around the world. Under the decree signed by President Dina Boluarte, transsexualism, dual-role transvestism, gender identity disorder in childhood, other gender identity disorders and fetishistic transvestism are now all recorded as mental illnesses. Peru's government argues the decree will make psychological treatment freely available to those identifying as trans or struggling with gender dysphoria. But trans rights groups warned the classification of trans and intersex people as mentally ill could open the door to discrimination and conversion therapy, the practices of therapies seeking to change youth's sexual or gender identities, which is currently banned in Peru. Gay marriage and same-sex civil unions are still illegal in Peru, and transgender identity is not legally recognized. There is also no legislation recognizing hate crimes against this population, and transgender Peruvians say they face humiliation and violence. Tamara, a transgender woman from Lima, Peru, has struggled with her identity since elementary school, where she was bullied and teased so much she dropped out, according to UNAIDS. At 18, there were little options available to her, and she began working as a sex worker on the streets. She died shortly after her 30th birthday from an AIDS-related illness and tuberculosis. A 2021 study by a human rights group in Peru found among 323 LGBTQ individuals, 83% said they had faced verbal or physical abuse, and 3/4 said they had been subject to discrimination. In Thailand, transgenderism is widely accepted, and trans women are often referred to as kathoey, also known as ladyboys. The term was originally used to refer to intersex people, but now also encompasses gay men and transgender women. There are an estimated 314,808 trans people living in Thailand, according to the Asia-Pacific Transgender Network. They are more visible and accepted in Thai culture than in other countries in the world, and multiple popular Thai models, singers and actors are transgender. But some social stigma remains. Parents, particularly fathers, may be disappointed to find out their child is transgender, and a third category of gender has not been legally recognized. Cities such as Bangkok have become destinations for gender-affirming operations, partly due to cheap prices. In India, transgender people fall under an official recognized third gender known as hijras. There are roughly 500,000 transgender people living in India, as per the last census in India in 2011. Before then, the number of transgender people was not counted, and they faced social ostracization and legal inequality. Nepal, Pakistan and Bangladesh have also all legally accepted the existence of a third gender. In 2019, Indian transgender people were guaranteed the right to self-identify their gender, as well as have access to education, employment and healthcare. In some Indian states, such as southern Kerala, people can now get a sex change at a government hospital. The Middle East is particularly unwelcoming to transgender people. Homosexuality is illegal in the United Arab Emirates, UAE, and sex reassignment surgery is incredibly restricted to only very limited circumstances that are highly regulated by the state. In 2022, Kuwait's Constitutional Court overturned a law that criminalized imitating the opposite sex. The court had previously rejected gender recognition applications filed by transgender people.